Hello everyone and welcome back to Xbox Nation. My name is Fletcher and today we'll be covering a lineup of incredible games that you can play right now on Xbox Game Pass this April. Today I will cover 20 of these games, from large AAA blockbusters to the lesser known indie gems. I do a list like this every single month, so I always ensure that I cover different games in every single video. So subscribe if you don't want to miss out on these future uploads. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive right into the games that I recommend you play this April. First up, we have probably my favourite indie game of 2025 so far. 33 Immortals is a bold, chaotic co-op action game inspired by the structure of a raid, but scaled way up. You and 32 other players join forces in real time to take on massive bosses and hordes of enemies in fast-paced roguelike style worlds. Think Hades meets World of Warcraft raids, with combat that's instantly satisfying but layered with team strategy and risk-reward decision making. You'll be diving into some gorgeously stylized levels inspired by divine punishment and rebellion, playing as a damned soul who fights against God's final judgment. This is easily one of the most hectic and fun co-op experiences that I've ever played on Xbox in general, and seeing it come to Xbox Game Pass was just incredible. If you want to check out my review on 33 Immortals, you can do so in the comments below. Blueprints is a new addition to Xbox Game Pass, but it's an indie mystery with style for days and secrets for centuries. It is currently the highest rated game of 2025 so far, and for very good reason. In this game, you will play as a would-be homebuyer exploring a strange ever-shifting mansion where each room reveals something new. That could be something about the house, the people who've been inside it, or maybe even you. The entire game revolves around finding that mysterious 46th room and going through each individual room in a sort of roguelike element trying to find it. Each playthrough rearranges that mansion's layout though, giving it such a roguelike puzzle box structure, and it does reset every single time. That stylish slow burn suspense with a heavy atmosphere, there are so many reasons that the critics and myself really recommend this incredible indie game. It's well worth diving out as it comes to Xbox Game Pass today. With Assassin's Creed Shadows doing so well, I think it's definitely worth going back to Assassin's Creed Origins, the entry that rebooted the franchise with deeper RPG elements, a massive open world, and an unforgettable journey through ancient Egypt. I know these days those RPG mechanics are still sort of mixed in contention, but personally I absolutely love this game over any modern Assassin's Creed entry. In this one though, you'll be playing as Bayek, a Medjay turned assassin navigating political turmoil, personal loss, and the origins of the Brotherhood itself. The combat system here has been overhauled with hitboxes and skill-based mechanics, while the world is dense with tons of side quests, tombs for you to explore, and wildlife to hunt or avoid. From scaling pyramids to battling gods in post-launch expansions, Origins is visually stunning and narratively rich. South of Midnight is one of the newest and one of the most intriguing new titles on Xbox Game Pass. It's a third-person action-adventure game steeped in southern gothic folklore, and I cannot recommend it enough, especially if you're on the fence about it. This one is set in a surreal version of the American Deep South. You will play as Hazel, a young woman with a mysterious connection to the supernatural who must repair broken bonds and confront twisted magical creatures. The art style here is wildly unique and provides us with a sort of stop-motion animation meets painterly brushstrokes. The storytelling is also centered around themes of grief, resilience, and legacy, and was honestly my favorite part of the entire experience. Well, that's apart from the incredible musical score, which has to be my favorite from any game in the past decade. If you want to check out my review of South of Midnight, you can do in the comments below, and I highly recommend you check out this new IP from Xbox right now. The Gunk has really gone under the radar on Xbox Game Pass, but it's a colourful sci-fi action-adventure that combines relaxed exploration with a deeper environmental message. In this one, you will play as Rani, a scavenger who lands on an alien planet covered in a strange black goo. With your trusty glove tech, you will suck up the gunk to clear paths, restore the ecosystem, and uncover the mysteries hidden beneath the sludge. It's part cozy exploration, part puzzle solving, and part light combat, all wrapped up in a gorgeous stylized world. As the corruption lifts though, lush environments will really spring to life in real time, giving you such a satisfying sense of progression. There's also a very heartwarming friendship at the core of the story between Rani and her partner Bex, grounding the adventure in so many emotional beats. If you're looking for something chill but meaningful, the Gunk is a short and sweet gem. I absolutely adore the indie scene sometimes, and we got an absolute gem on Xbox Game Pass not too long ago called Nine Souls. This is a striking indie action platformer from Red Candle Games that blends Sekiro-style parrying with deep lore and a stunning 2D cyberpunk world inspired by Taoist mythology. Think of it like the excellent Hollow Knight, but just in a new setting. In this one, you will play as a vengeful warrior awakened in a futuristic empire that's actually ruled by godlike beings known as the Souls, and you're on a quest to overthrow them and uncover the truth of your past. Combat here, as you expect from these sort of games, is very tight, fast and focused on perfect timing, as per any sort of Souls-like inspired action game. The hand-drawn art is absolutely jaw-dropping, with intricately designed characters and atmospheric environments that ooze so much personality. If you're into Souls-like games or 2D action games with tons of depth, Nine Souls delivers that on all fronts. With Doom the Dark Ages coming soon, why not dive into the previous game in the series this April? Doom Eternal is pure chaos and pure perfection for fans of fast, fluid first-person shooters. You're of course put into the shoes of the legendary Doomslayer, tearing through demonic forces across Earth, Mars, and even Hell itself. The combat isn't just brutal, it's a strategic loop of glory kills, chainsaw ammo drops, and flamethrower armor bursts to keep you constantly moving. Every level here is a combat puzzle, demanding aggression and creativity with your arsenal, from double-barreled shotguns to plasma rifles and the fan-favourite BFG. The game does include more platforming elements than other games in the franchise, but id Software did a great job balancing that while still providing us with that excellent heavy metal soundtrack we all know and love. It may not be the strongest game in the franchise by any means, but Far Cry 6 is still an excellent romp that gives you the over-the-top weapons, gorgeous open world, and so much more that fans of the series really love. This newest entry though drops us into the heart of the revolution on the fictional island of Yara, a Caribbean paradise under the iron grip of a dictator known as Anton Castillo. You will play as Danny Rojas, a freedom fighter battling through cities, jungles, war-torn villages with different makeshift weapons and a rebel army at your back. The open world formula is alive and well here, with outposts to liberate, secrets to uncover, and chaos to unleash, but this time is more refined with improved gunplay and a greater focus on political storytelling. As mentioned though, it's not the base in the series, but it's still worthwhile diving into with your Xbox Game Pass subscription. Ghostwire Tokyo is a supernatural action-adventure game that drops you into a haunted, neon-lit Tokyo where nearly everyone has vanished, leaving behind an eerie calm. I think most of us may have forgotten about this Bethesda IP, but it actually didn't come out too long ago now. You will play as Akito, fused with a mysterious spirit named KK, and together you will wield elemental magic in first-person combat to battle yokai and restless souls drawn from Japanese folklore. I think the main draw here though has to be how the combat goes beyond weapons and is instead a combination of hand movements that generate spells and combat abilities. It's an incredibly unique style of action game, but it does pay great homage to Tokyo and the sort of goreless legends that have been steeped in Japanese culture. The atmosphere here is dense with mystery, and the world feels alive even in its emptiness. It's stylish, strange, and emotionally resonant, and one that I highly recommend. If Controlled Chaos is your idea of a good time, then Human Fall Flat delivers it in the most gloriously wobbly way possible. You will play as a doughy, boneless human who must stumble, drag, and flop your way through puzzle-filled landscapes, from castles and power plants to floating islands and haunted mansions. The beauty of this game though is just how unpredictable it actually becomes. Every physics-based interaction feels like you're barely hanging on, and solving even a simple puzzle often turns into a hilarious mess. You can play this one solo or jump into online or couch co-op for double, triple, or quadruple the chaos. With a steady stream of community-made levels and also new free DLC that drops every so often, there's always something new for you to trip over. It's dumb, but always puts a smile on my face when I dive into it, and I couldn't recommend it enough, especially if you have some friends to join you. Before we dive into the remaining games, I do want to highlight a partnership that I've made with Xbox to coincide with the launch of the Minecraft movie this month. As part of this collaboration, if you head over to my website xboxnation.co.uk and purchase either Minecraft or any Minecoins, you will get an exclusive Minecraft item to do with the film. Any purchase also gives the channel a very small kickback, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you can check out the link in the comments below or in the description. Now, with that out the way, let's dive back into the remaining games you have to check out this April. Journey to the Savage Planet throws you into an alien planet filled with bright colours, hostile flora, and creatures that range from adorable to aggressively unhelpful. With the new game dropping onto Xbox Game Pass next month, I think it's well worth diving into this awesome experience, as it's fun, wild, and overall gives you a very good sense of humour of what to expect in this next entry. In this one, you take control of an employee of the hilariously underfunded Kindred Aerospace, and your mission is to catalog wildlife, explore the planet, and not get horribly eaten in the process. Gameplay-wise, it's a sort of Metroidvania-style loop, as you'll have to unlock gadgets like jetpacks, grappling hooks, and bounce pads to access new areas and secrets. The humour here is top tier and is the biggest highlight of the overall game. Not only is it stupid, but the insults towards you from your own boss will give you a massive grin throughout your playthrough. Standing as a standalone prequel, Wolfenstein The Old Blood goes full-on pulp action with a dash of supernatural horror. You're once again put into the boots of BJ Blazkowicz, infiltrating Nazi strongholds, blowing away soldiers, and eventually facing off against some very undead surprises. The gunplay here is of course very brutal and satisfying, whether you're dual-wielding shotguns, stealth killing with a pipe, or engaging in cinematic firefights. Every encounter of course feels meaty and intense. The level design is of course tighter and more linear than the new Colossus, but that's a strength to this game. It really keeps the overall pacing fast and very focused. It's short, punchy, and perfect if you're craving old school shooter energy, but with a modern edge. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga really is the definitive LEGO game on the market, and the fact that it's on Xbox Game Pass is still incredible. This one actually packs all 9 mainline Star Wars films into one galaxy-spanning, brick-busting adventure. From Tatooine to Exegol, you'll explore over 20 planets, each loaded with side missions, puzzles, collectibles, and characters for you to unlock. What makes this entry just so special though is how much it overhauls the classic LEGO formula. Combat is smoother with lightsaber combos, blaster aiming and force powers, and the open world structure lets you choose your own path and explore at your very own pace. And the humour, well, it's top tier slapstick with deep cut Star Wars references. It's fun for kids, is packed with content for adults, and is a must play for fans of the galaxy far, far away. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is a parkour-powered rush through a sleek dystopian future where style meets rebellion. This is the second game in the highly underrated series, and I recommend that you try both out if you haven't experienced them before. In this game though, you'll play as Faith, a courier in the City of Glass, where surveillance is constant and freedom comes in form of flawless movement across rooftops and skyscrapers. This second entry actually expands on the original concept into an open world structure, letting you explore the city while mastering your flow. Combat has never been in the forefront of the Mirror's Edge games though, so you can expect very light melee combat and shooting mechanics, but to be honest, it's all about that parkour which really sets it apart. This one did sort of fall off the radar as it's been stuck in limbo for quite some while, but it's a great example of a unique and cool game that we used to get from EA. MULLET MADJACK is just pure caffeinated chaos in the best way possible, and it's been hitting its stride well on Xbox Game Pass. It's a neon-drenched anime-inspired roguelike FPS that plays like Hades and Ultrakill had a baby whilst watching 80s cartoons on fast forward. The twist though, you're constantly dying unless you keep killing. Every enemy you take down gives you a few more seconds on the clock, and the only way to stay alive is to keep your kill combo going non-stop. The action is lightning fast and very twitchy, with a cyberpunk flair and a ridiculous sense of humour that never takes itself too seriously. It kind of gives me a neon white sort of vibe, so if you like that game, I fully expect you'll love MULLET MADJACK. In this one, you'll be dashing, wall jumping, and blasting your way through procedurally generated levels filled with robots, baddies, and over-the-top bosses. It's brutal, bombastic, and absolutely bananas, and is one of the most addictive shooters you'll touch on Xbox Game Pass. There are hard games, and then there's Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. This one was a shadow drop from the Xbox Developer Direct toward the start of 2025, and I highly recommend you check it out right now. You of course play as Ryu, slicing and dicing through a world of demons, ninjas, and supernatural threats, with some of the most intense and technical third-person combat out on the market. Every move matters. Every block, dodge, and counterattack is life or death, and if you mess up, the game will absolutely let you know. But when it clicks, you feel absolutely unstoppable. This version sharpens the overall visuals and adds quality of life tweaks while still keeping that soul-crushing challenge intact. If you want a pure skill test wrapped in stylized old-school action, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is an excellent game, and I cannot wait for Ninja Gaiden 4 later this year. Wholesome, heartwarming, and surprisingly deep, No Kuni II Revenant Kingdom blends gorgeous Studio Ghibli-inspired visuals with engaging RPG systems and an uplifting story about rebuilding a fallen kingdom. Yes, there is no AIR in this game. This is a gorgeous game, and I love every single aspect of it. You will play as Evan, a young king overthrown in a coup who sets out to unite the land and create a new nation built on kindness and peace. But don't let this charming art style fool you, the game packs a lot of systems. In true JRPG fashion, there is some great real-time combat alongside some pretty deep kingdom management, troop-based skirmishes, and monster collecting that all come together in a rich layered experience. The soundtrack is also stunning, the characters are very lovable, and the world is huge and packed with secrets. It really is a more hidden JRPG on the service, but I recommend it wholeheartedly and you won't regret your time with this gem. Now, think Left 4 Dead meets World War Z the movie, but way bigger and more intense. World War Z Aftermath is a third-person co-op zombie shooter where you and up to 3 other friends fight through hordes of the undead across global locations like Rome, Tokyo, and New York. The standout feature here is the massive swarms you can see on screen now. We're talking hundreds of zombies climbing over each other, pouring through gaps and flooding you like a tsunami, and I have to say, it's scary, intense, and your heart will be racing. The game really does offer a ton of classes, upgrade trees, and weapon mods for you to choose from, and there is a plenty of variety and replayability. There is also a first-person mode which was added to the Aftermath update, and it makes it almost an entirely different game. Whether you're cleaning streets with a chainsaw or sniping zombies from a rooftop, this is co-op carnage at its best. If you're hungry for speed and style, Need for Speed Heat delivers a slick open world racing experience set in the neon-soaked streets of Palm City. By day, you will compete in sanctioned races to earn money and build your garage. But at night, it's all about illegal street racing, evading aggressive cops, and boosting your rep fast and loud. The driving feels incredibly tight, responsive, and aggressive, with drift mechanics and nitrous boost that encourage flashy play. Customization is also front and center in this experience, as you can tweak almost anything from your car's paint job to its performance, sound, and even exhaust flames. The soundtrack absolutely slaps, the visuals pop, and the vibe is pure underground cool. I know there are so many Need for Speed games on Xbox Game Pass, but for me, Need for Speed Heat is still my favorite, and I couldn't skip it for this video. It's not out on Game Pass until the 15th of April, but I had to add Grand Theft Auto 5 to this entire list. If you somehow haven't played it yet, now's the perfect time, as it will be available on cloud, console, and PC when it arrives. I never really see any point these days in covering what GTA 5 entails, as it's over 10 years old and most of you know the gist by now. If you have been living under a rock, it's like any other GTA game out there. It has a fantastic story that follows 3 larger-than-life characters, weapons and explosives of any kind, alongside a gorgeous open world where you can practically do anything. GTA is just a phenomena, and I fully expect this was added to make hype for GTA 6 when it arrives later this year. So, what game do you like the look of from this list? And are there any Game Pass gems that you would heavily recommend? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox content like this every single day. Whilst here, why don't you check out the video on screen now? Xbox are giving us some great games lately, and I reckon you will love what I dove into, especially if you're an Xbox fan.